and welcome to the Porsche launch for the Taycan and the Macan EV here in the Docklands. So we're here and so are a few hundred people in the room. Exclusive invite to the Porsche UK launch. Later on I'll be talking to the product specialists for connectivity and the product of Taycan and Macan exterior with Pavel and Nathan accordingly from Porsche UK.
Basically, in true Porsche fashion, what we've done is we've taken a look at absolutely everything to try and optimize it and make it better.
Yeah.
The new Taycan has more performance, it's got more range, and it's got faster charging. So all the aspects of the drive have improved. In addition, we've also brought in some fantastic new technologies such as the Porsche Active Ride, which is a first for the segment, and that's really transformational for the car's comfort and handling. So I've driven these cars with Active Ride as well, and it's unbelievable just how good the system is.
That's fine. Can I just take you back a step there? Because most people, the one thing everyone's concerned about, range.
Sure.
So what can I expect driving this car normally? Right. So what would I get around town and or urban driving?
It will obviously vary not just on the spec of the car and the wheels,
obviously
the use spec and how you drive. So in cities you'll get much better range than you will if you're always on the motorway. This Taycan has more battery capacity within the same packaging. We also use more of the battery cells, so we've got a deeper depth of discharge. And in addition to that, the actual efficiency of the car is better as well. So what that translates to in total is probably a 20 to 25% real world improvement versus an equivalent outgoing Taycan. So if you were getting, say, 250 miles from the outgoing Taycan, you should see 300 miles in one of these in reasonable driving conditions.
That's the crucial element, isn't it? Because everybody wants 300 miles as a given. I want to be able to go in my car and have 300 miles in the tank, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And if Porsche, from everything I've read, say they can deliver that, if they deliver that on this car, I believe it'll be a game changer, because for the first time you've got a performance electric car that delivers every time you accelerate to the umpteenth time, but crucially it'll deliver that range.
Sure. And the other thing to consider is obviously when you get to ranges, above 200, 250 miles, you'll want to stop at some point as well. And the big difference in this improved Taycan is that not only have we increased the charging speed, but we've also improved the thermal robustness of charging. So you can charge at a higher rate more of the time, even if you arrive at a charger with the battery at a lower temperature than ideal and the outside's a bit colder. This Taycan will charge faster under those conditions than the outgoing car.
So what can I expect if I put the car on charge at 20%? What can I expect to get it to 80% in terms of time? How long will it take me?
So under ideal conditions, and you probably experience ideal conditions more with this new Taycan than some of the limitations of the ambient temperature with the outgoing car, this will charge from 10 to 80% in around 18 minutes on a high power charger.
10 to 18%, because I mentioned 20%,
yeah,
right?
so even more. 10. Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and actually,
what range of I say range? What power output to the charger? What charger would you need?
So you'd need a fairly hefty charger. So this car can take up to 320 kilowatts peak, and actually delivers a very high rate of power even beyond that peak. So for over 50% of the charging, you're way above 200 kilowatts of charging power. What is the onboard
charger capacity on this?
So the onboard charger on this is 11 kilowatts at the moment. 22 kilowatt charger will be available.
Yeah, that's the one to have, I think, if there's an option, and whatever it costs, that's the one, because of 22 kilowatt charging, I think you've got a really, how can I put it, usable lifestyle charging situation that we're used to on a normal fueling situation.
Yeah, and if you've got three-phase at home or at work, then it makes a big difference.
If you've got three-phase at home, you're lucky. So is there anything else on the Generation 2 car that really defines it? Obviously range is the crucial element, and there are discrete styling cues which we've looked around earlier on the exterior. but is there anything else that really has taken this car, should we say, not just one level above, but perhaps 5 levels above what it was?
So the visual changes are quite subtle, as you'd expect from a Porsche update. The big news with this one is that the turbo models gain a lot more differentiation, and you'll see the exterior is very unique, but also even on the interior, things like the turbonite accents, you'll see other wheels. That is new on the Taycan. That makes quite a big difference.
Great, thank you very much. Connectivity, Porsche connectivity, is something that's a bit of a minefield, because it's not, for the average person, it's not the easiest thing to navigate. And please don't take that in the wrong manner.
Of course.
I love Porsche, but I do find it difficult. You get into a Tesla and it's like, do you have an iPhone? Yeah, you can use a Tesla. Do you have an iPad? You can use a Tesla. Do you have an iMac? You can use a Tesla. You get into a Porsche and you think, oh my God, what do I do? Because it's not straightforward. It's not that intuitive, right? However, I am sure it is intuitive if you understand a slightly different, shall we say, way of the whole planetarium of connectivity. So please, this is Nathan from Porsche. He's a product manager. His speciality is in connectivity. So Nathan, please explain.
I'll try my best. So, I mean, first things first, you'd want to set your Porsche ID up. So when you first get your car, you'll be able to log in with your Porsche ID. So if you have an existing Porsche, it will hold all of your, personal information, your favorite radio stations, your Spotify account, things like that. So you get your new Taycan, for example, you can log in with your details, super straightforward, and your car will mold almost to how you had the car previously. So even things like seat settings. In terms of it being complex versus things like Teslas, it is something maybe that we are working on. So for example, the latest generation Taycan, you can now log into the car using a QR code. So rather than entering your details in on the keypad, you can simply, if you've got the My Porsche app already on your phone, scan the QR code, you're logged in on your phone, it will log you straight into the car, and your car is set up for you.
That's brilliant. I like that, because obviously we're making strides now. I'm a Porsche fan, believer, lover, call it whatever you will, right through from childhood days to current days. So having lived the dream in ICE cars, we've now transformed to electric cars. I've owned a number of Generation 1 Taycan. We are sitting in the Taycan 2, right? This is the next foray. So in terms of connectivity, right, as you've alluded to, that you can set a QR code or check it in from there. Is it simple? Can you have it on your mobile phone? Can I, for example, from my living room, set the temperature of the cabin, whether it be hot or cold, depending on summer or winter? Can I check on my charging? What can I do? You tell me.
I can show you if you want.
Oh, so here we go. This is real life, lifetime, people. This is exclusive. Oh, easy.
Anyway, so if I show you my iPhone very quickly, I mean, this is a widget, for example, so you can have the widget on the iPhone as well. So this is the widget which shows you, the current status of your car. So if you click into that, you then have some more information. So on this Taycan, you have the image of your car. So this is the colour this car is, the spec. You can see if everything's okay with your car.
Is that yours?
I wish. No, it's a fleet car. That would be lovely. This tells you that everything's okay, so the car's locked, there's no issues with the car. You can click on vehicle details and it will tell you things like your battery state of charge, your mileage, servicing information, your trip data, functions. I mean, I won't go into detail, but on the main screen here, you can climatize your car. Quite detailed as well. So particularly if this has got the 4-zone climate, you can select your climate to say you're the only person driving the car, your front right, and that will also adjust things like your heated seats as well and your cooling. And you can lock and unlock the car as well, and you can also use the horn to activate if you can't find it in the car park. So
great, that sounds great. So if you lose your car, at least you can find it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Let alone have the heated seats on.